folks, welcome to another one of the Southern Mud Divers. What we got today is we did a little bit of chores around the house. Cut down an old dead tree that I was worried about falling on us when we were out in the pasture. And then I plowed up the field with the RK-37. So start off with some saws. So I'd go over this, and these are not what I say are the best saws. They're just my saws. So take a look at what I've got here. Now the back of the T-Rex, I apologize, is a little bit dirty right now. Start off with, I've got a Husqvarna, two Husqvarnas. My big saw is a Husqvarna 576 XP. It's a professional grade 74cc saw. It's a good saw. It's a heavy saw. The only thing that I really haven't liked about this saw is the fact that it's difficult to start. For whatever reason, it is just really finicky about getting started. But once it's started, warms up, it'll fire up after that. And once it gets to running, it's a good saw. It cuts through some wood. I use it primarily for firewood, bucking big trees, and then sawing the trees up into firewood stove size firewood. So I wouldn't recommend using it all the time because it is heavy, but it's a good saw for big stuff. Then I've got a Husqvarna 445, smaller saw. It's just an overall versatile good saw. Use it for clearing trees, small firewood projects, felling small trees. But it's much lighter saw than the 576. Haven't had any problems at either one of these saws, honestly. The 445 is probably 10 years old, and the 576 maybe 8 or 10 years old. And then I got a Cobalt electric saw. It's actually my wife's. She got that to use to clear trails for to get to our tree stand. And when she said she was going to get an electric saw, I kind of chuckled at her. I thought, it's not going to be much of a saw. See, it's missing a bolt here, or a nut. Vibrations cause those to wear or loosen up. But I've used this saw some, and quite honestly, it's a really light saw. It's 80 volts, and that same battery, Cobalt 80 volt battery, will fit into several different pieces of equipment. She's got the weed eater, trimmer, I think the leaf blower and the chainsaw. Get a lot of charge out of this 80 volt, or a lot of use time. I think I run this saw probably pretty consistent for 45 minutes or so, without any problems of it wanting to slow down and stop. But it actually cuts wood fairly good for an electric saw. So those are the three saws that I have. Never owned any steels. I know there's a lot of people out there that swear by steels. I can't say anything bad about steels. Never owned one. But what I can say is I've had Husqvarnas, and I've been very pleased with these saws. Us cutting down this old tree, dead trees, got some widowmakers up in it. We used the Husqvarna 445. Ended up down in the field, and I forgot my fuel, so I couldn't fuel up the 576. So we're using the smaller saw. But I got my son here, so he's gonna watch for me, because I can't see any of the widowmakers that may fall down and hit me. And he's also watching the tree to see which way it's going. We've got Zeus down here in the field with us. Zeus is our work buddy. He hangs out with us on occasion.
So we're just trying to assess the tree. I mean, it's like I say, it's a dead rotten tree, and you just never know when you're cutting down these things which way they're gonna go. I send Max to get the axe and the maul. I was going to use the axe as a wedge to kind of finesse the tree in the direction that I wanted it to go. But once he brought them to me, I decided that I was just going to try my back cut and have him watch, and hopefully the tree goes in the direction that I want. Alright, now I'm starting my back cut on the tree, and then once it starts, you'll notice that we run, because you just never know if these old rotten trees are going to split in half halfway down, and in which directions they're going to end up going. So I wanted to make sure Max and I were clear. Max had a good idea about using the king quad to drag these things off instead of using the tractor. So he brings his king quad and a logging chain, and then we drag all the pieces off. So this piece was just a little bit much for the king quad. It had some branches and whatnot that were dragging in the ground, so we used the RK37 to assist.
Alright, got the RK37 out today and plowed up this field. I'm going to plant this spring in probably some melon and squash. That's what I'm thinking right now. Could change, but that's what I'm thinking right now. Wanted to get out this morning, get this done. The ground was thawed. We're supposed to get some weather in this afternoon, this evening. Frozen precipitation, and the ground's going to get hard again. So I wanted to get take the opportunity to get out here with the tractor and get this ripped up. So I'll leave it set like this, turned over, probably until the end of March, and then I'll get out here with the spring plow and bust up the clods and rows and smooth it out, get the hiller out, make some heels, and go to planting. One thing that did happen to me today, and you can see this patch right here I didn't finish, had to plow out, and it's a small plow. I've got a category 0 plow, really too small, but it does get the job done. But I hit a root and I sheared the pin off. So I'll take a picture of that and let y'all see what happened there. Alright, so this is my little category 0 single bottom plow. Like I said before, it's probably, well, not probably, it is too small for the tractor. Actually, because it is a category 0, I have to use sleeves in here on 3-point hitch to even make it hook to my tractor. But it gets the job done. It does what I needed to do. I don't do terribly a lot of plowing, so it works. And until I get another one, it's going to continue to work. But as I mentioned, I hit a root today, and I sheared off this pin, which is designed to do that. It's designed to break. So now I'm just going to have to beat the pin out of the end of the plow here and insert another pin before I can finish plowing the field. That's what happened there today.